putting a Greyhound mine down and perhaps losing your Greyhound, but then having Allied War Machine active. Very munitions intensive, but you know, there's some potential for that kind of stuff early game. Riflemen just kind of moving out here, fighting under green cover. We'll have to see how well they do against these Vet 2 Grenadiers. And looks like the Greyhound is... sorry, not the Greyhound. The Sherman Calliope is going to move on in and just fight away like crazy here. We do have a bit of reactive artillery going on over here. Oh, and it looks like... I think what happened here was a bunch of riflemen moved up, tried to cap this machine gun, and then were just reactive to death. A couple of shots going against the side of this Sherman here. And these Sherman Calliopes, if you upgrade them appropriately with the commander abilities, they fire and move just as fast as a Sherman. So really just as good as a Sherman in every way, and with a Calliope. So having to fall back, kind of his front line is right in the front of his base right now. But, you know, like I keep saying, this whole area up here is just, in fact, today it is, or like at this moment, it isn't even defended. It's just there. So it's a little bit of Grenadiers moving up to cap that point. Looks like Wilson's riflemen are going to go up and get on the task of defending that area. Calliope moving into attack position, and it's firing right about where it knows that this anti-tank gun has to be. You'll see one casualty. Where's our second casualty? Oh, second casualty goes off, and that whole thing is dead there. So looks like the Eagle Eye Sniper just kind of dodged a shot there. No problem, and the Flak 88 is being built by these contracted pioneers here. So that's an interesting position. I think it's actually too far forward, honestly. I mean, the majority of the fighting has been happening right here, and so I see no reason that riflemen wouldn't have a hard time or I see no reason that riflemen wouldn't just run up here and shoot all these guys in the face. So I think honestly a little bit better defense would have been to build it right back here in a more hard to reach area, that sort of thing. But who knows? I think maybe he thought he just wanted to put some pressure out there. But as you can see, riflemen are going to have not too hard of a time running up there, and especially with this point-blank Calliope, the closer you are to it, the more accurate it is, that sort of thing. So we'll have to see what's going on here. Sniper moving around, and I think at this point he is aware there's 2 kills out there, so he is aware that there is an Eagle Eye Sniper sneaking around here somewhere. Oh, grenade goes off, gets a single kill there, and everybody else just kind of focus firing this Flak 88, which is just kind of firing ineffectively point blank at these riflemen. Rest of the riflemen taking some yellow cover here, and we do have a reactive artillery going off, grenades going off, everything going off everywhere. And I like this unit control, by the way. Notice he knows which units are inside of that reactive artillery and under fire, and which ones aren't. These guys get moved to the side, the rest of them retreat. Good, you know, like I said, good habits of players who want to maintain their front and not just retreat with everybody at once. Turns out he might have to retreat with these guys anyways, but, you know, no sense in doing it early if you don't have to. Venerable Volks doing their thing. Some more shots going off. Luckily, this Flak 88 has been pretty ineffective so far, even though it's had a lot of targets. It's only got 1 kill. The rest of them just kind of taking big clods out of the dirt there. And these Vet 1 riflemen with the bar upgrade doing a pretty good job out here. Just kind of standing on their own, taking cover where they can find it. Taking 1 casualty so far. And looks like Wilson's riflemen, by the way, during all of that, came up here to defend this little area and resupport it. Calliope now going and landing right on top of this Flak 88, doing some serious damage to it. And oh, the last guy just, you know, caps himself. You can even see the little pistol he used right there. Look at that. Too bad. Sniper moving out. Everything's looking pretty good. The Sherman is in a very nice position at this point. And otherwise, things are looking pretty good here. Let's see. Bunch of Vet 2 Volksgrenadiers, sorry, Grenadiers coming around here. This Vet 2 is, you know, problematic, but, you know, bar upgrades are out there, and frankly, there's a lot of veterancy out here amongst Inverse's units anyways, so looks like a single grenade just went off there, did a couple of casualties. Recoup losses now activated. For the Fatherland activated, and it looks like the defense is also activated. Aggressive defense is up for him as well. These guys have increased movement speed. You can see them just charging around for a little while here. Landmines, sorry, not landmines, mortars landing all around them, and grenades going. And it looks like Inverse just has what it takes, even though that these guys are buffed and speeding around and doing their thing. And I mean, triple buff units here. I guess your recoup loss isn't necessarily a buff, but it is an effect. But they're able to kind of fight all that off. Good cohesion of units there once again. Mortar team just doing its thing, 7 kills. And just kind of continue firing away there. This Calliope is no doubt recharged, so I would be surprised if that doesn't fire pretty soon here. There's lots of good targets out there. It's just a matter of getting sight on them and kind of figuring out where everything is. I'm a little surprised that... here we go, Calliope coming up right now. Let's take a look at that there. And, oh, I think he saw those units passing by and took some shots at them, but they kind of kept going. But still, you got 2 kills right there. Wounded the heck out of this guy. He's going to retreat across, and a tree. So, 2 kills in a tree. Pretty good. So, you'll see he only has 1 Calliope Sherman active as well. I don't know how he has his points split across that, but so there's no chance of seeing a second Calliope or anything like that. But you know, looks like he's pretty much just going to go for the mass infantry, just backed a little bit by the Calliope, that sort of thing. But otherwise, just kind of using standard units and using them very well. So you can see, oh, reactive going off here, going to have to retreat and get the heck out of the way. Looks like that sniper took a nice little dive to jump out of that. That was pretty pimp. And everybody else is backing away for the time being, including his own troops who are kind of eagerly jumping up there. The flak cannon also firing away here. But like I said, all of this fighting going on here, all of it has been in vain for Alfons, because really the truth of the matter is that Inverse has had dominating control over these victory points the entire game. I think it's the threat of losing this point that keeps him fighting here, but really he needs this point, and it's never defended, but it feels like it's really defended because of the way that Inverse is constantly able to go back there and just kind of fight off what little is there. I'm sure if there was a huge attack, Inverse would divert a lot of troops there, but as you saw very early on in the game, Alfons had a massive infantry advantage over Inverse, and that didn't seem to matter because Inverse uses his units very effectively, he moves them well, he coordinates them well in defense and that sort of thing. 88, this is the problem here that I was saying with the 88 before, was that it's just very exposed. You know, it's really, if it had been back just a little while, and we do see that Schultz's Panther level 1 is out on the battlefield right there. Level 1, so not a lot of problems with that. And big upgraded infantry here. Sorry, not upgraded, but buffed infantry. Recoup losses activated, but huge Calliope attack. Little bit of that hitting the infantry, the rest of it just clearing this 88 of all of its occupants. And meanwhile, oh, looks like a mortar round landing right in the middle of all of that too. These riflemen continuing to fall back nicely. Looks like this sniper is just doing his thing. This is a new sniper, by the way. The old sniper is over here with 18 kills. So, just kind of infantry getting a beating here from a variety of sources. Schultz's Panther is now chilling out here. You can see the anti-tank gun is moving up, but really that's not too much of a threat. You know, Panthers do a ton of damage, but they're really kind of ineffective against infantry. They don't have a ton of, like, you know, suppressing machine gun fire or anything like that, so they tend to just kind of fire, and once in a while they'll completely jib a guy, but for the rest of the time they don't do a lot. And look at the range on this sticky bomb here. Whoop! that's the army item increase, as well as the fact that these are Vet 2 riflemen, so they have just a natural increase to their sticky bomb range anyway. So that was just like freaking 100-yard throw on the sticky bomb there. Damages the engine though right off the bat, so just, you know, that guy is just a great sticky bomb thrower. Anyhow, just desperately trying to maintain control over this position. Kind of, you know, it's just amazing. I mean, he has a really dominating army here, and Inverse just has very confident control of this area. This combination of Calliope, mortar, anti-tank guns, lots of flexible infantry, and lots of flexible snipers. Just good use of all of the units here. This is just kind of like a promo video on what units are available for the Allied Armored Commander, practically. I think we've seen everything but a Jeep so far, I think. I guess he hasn't made a machine gun team either. But, okay, so now finally, Alfons is realizing what's at stake here. He's really low. If you haven't noticed, by the way, it's 493 to 48. There's only been a few points lost at all for Inverse here. And he's going to stab on out and capture all of these points and just try and reclaim control over this territory. Being very intentionally having a Vet 3 Grenadier squad in the front here, just kind of tanking for everybody, but this Calliope is just going to fire all over this area here, killing all but all of them. Oh, there's just a single Grenadier left, and he does make the cap and is then shot to death by these Wilson's riflemen. The Sherman Calliope now moving on up. It doesn't care at all about having a little bit of damage. And by the way, we do see a tank depot up here by Inverse, as is evidenced by this Sherman tank driving along here. Looks like he did upgrade the 50 cal gunner on that as well. And during all of that, looks like Inverse managed to make it all the way up here and decap this point. So right as, just as we had hoped, right as Alfons caps this point, he is able to decap the point in the south there. So now this is a little bit of trouble here, but luckily we do see the HVAP rounds activated and the auto repair activated. And since both of these are likely upgraded to behave just like regular Shermans, they're doing some serious damage here to this Schultz's Panther. Schultz's Panther really, really good against tanks, but, you know, they're auto-repairing tanks with armor-piercing rounds, and gonna have to back off. For the Fatherland activated, bumping its armor real quick. Taking some pot shots. Oh, and you can see when it does get a direct hit on infantry, it does some serious damage. And the very last engineer caps it and then runs away. Will he make it? Will he make it? No! Oh, it's like the last scene from Platoon. Oh, he gets shot right in the back at the end there. Sorry, buddy. But the Calliope's ready to go. He's all over this. Oh, the humanity. Oh, big, fat, gigantic Calliope shot there. Just desperately. He's got all of his buffs activated. He's got his recoup losses activated. And he just toughs it out. He's just going to sit there and be like, yep, I eat Calliopes for breakfast. By which I mean Calliope rockets in mass in a bowl with milk. Not sure where I'm going with that, but anyhow, lots of infantry moving around up here on the south side, and this is exactly the threat that he had on the table. And as you can see, it was a credible threat. His threat the whole game was, okay, if you try and attack the north, I will take the south. And of course, that happens, and he still has 2 points. And very good control over the macro. Eager to see if he's going to hop in this 88 and give it a test drive or not. I've never had any good luck. It seems like whenever I take an 88, that happens. Oh, reactive artillery going on. Got to back out. Got to back out a little bit. Quick to retreat the guys who are still in the range, and the rest of them stay on the field. Again, good habits for new players, good habits for old players. Just, be aware. Keep your units on the field as long as you can. Schultz's Panther moving up here, but it looks like it's taking some shots. Oh, the Sherman Calliope does get hit a little bit there. And, oh, you know what I just missed? I apologize. This wreck up here was this tank, and we do have a Allied War Machine active. So we even get to see that in effect. This tank gave its life, kind of shooting this Schultz's Panther down to its last couple of hit points, and then bam, got Allied War Machine to back onto the battlefield for 175 munitions. So this tank now is auto-repairing, just driving around, putting the last few rounds. I would love to see HVAP up right now. He could definitely afford it, but probably he's got a lot going on, and is just kind of watching everything on the battlefield at once. This tank, oh, and out of control, Schultz's Panther goes careening around, and is just going to drive into a building or something to that effect. And good game, well played, both players, good manners. And take a look at the final status of the board here. We do have this nice even split with Inverse just about to 3 cap. So well played game. Oh, and he did take the 88 as well. So huge control of both sides of the map now for Inverse. Just a good game right there for everybody. Lots of good habits, lots of good examples on things that you can do and that sort of thing, and the way to combine all your units and all that. So I hope you enjoyed this replay. Again, big shout out to Inverse. He's got some great commentaries and some great first-person videos. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out his YouTube page. It's on the top of my other channels' links. And otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Good game, good luck, have fun, and for those of you in America, happy Thanksgiving. Take care.